So we have no idea when the PlayStation 6 is going to officially be released. A lot of people are saying that might, be revealed next year. Some people are speculating they'll come out sometime around 2028 or 2029. But the actual price of the PS6 is something that's unknown right now. But there have been a lot of industry insiders who have speculated that it'll cost a minimum of $700. So it's gonna be at least $700. And, some people said that'll probably be roughly around 1 grand, for the PS6, and I feel like that's something that's absolutely unreal. That makes you wonder whether or not the cost of gaming is too expensive, especially considering the price hikes that we have received with, the consoles that are out right now, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Um, as of right now, like the standard edition of the PS5 Slim is like $650, and the digital edition is like $600, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is like $900, and the Xbox Series X, I think the base version of that is also 650. And a lot of people look at that like that makes absolutely no sense. And I don't even know if that includes like the a controller or not, because normally with a game system you get like a free controller or a game if you get like some type of bundle. But the prices that I just listed and named are just the consoles themselves, so I can only imagine how much a bundle would cost. And it really makes you wonder whether or not the next generation of game consoles are going to suffer because of how expensive they are. And I feel like right now, Nintendo has the edge, or they have like the advantage in terms of pricing. And even like the Switch 2 is very expensive, because like the Switch 2 right now is like somewhere between 450 and like $500. I think the console alone is 450. If you get like the Mario Kart World bundle, it's around $500. But even like that's still too expensive, because I remember like a couple of years ago, or like several years ago, you'd be paying that for a PlayStation 4 or a brand new console that just came out. And yeah, I mean, you look at like how expensive these consoles are, and you look at what games have sold the most on some of them. Like, for example, PlayStation 5, the best selling game on the PS5 right now is Marvel Spider-Man 2, did 17 mil. The best selling game on the PS4 was I think it was Grand Theft Auto 5. That was a third party game, and that did like 24 mil. So Marvel Spider-Man 1 from 2018 did over 22 mil. God of War from 2018 also did over 21 mil on the PS4. And the God of War game on the PlayStation 5 hasn't sold nearly as much. I'm talking about God of War Ragnarok. It's done roughly over 4 mil on the PlayStation 5. And it's crazy because like that game is not even in the top 5 best selling like PS5 games at all, because I think Gran Turismo 7 is like number 2, and it's done like roughly under 9 mil in terms of sales. And Gran Turismo 7 has just been an afterthought for quite some time. It was overhyped. A lot of people blasted its launch because of the fact that it was riddled with microtransactions, along with the fact that the Gran Turismo series just feels like a shell of what it used to be. I feel like the series peaked back in like the late 90s and during the 2000s. And I want to say around like the mid teens, like, I don't know, people started caring less about Gran Turismo. They started turning more towards, I guess, Forza and even like Need for Speed to some extent. And even the Need for Speed series is like, it's gone downhill since the 2000s. But you look at the PlayStation 5 and you look at the best-selling video games, I don't hear hardly anyone talk about any of them, like, with the exception of maybe, like, Resident Evil 4 the remake. Like, that's something that people talk about because the original version of the game came out back in 2005, and it's considered to be one of the best installments within its series, along with Resident Evil 2. And I hear people talk about Black Myth Wukong. I mean, that's like the fifth best selling game on the PlayStation 5. It's done like roughly around 6 mil. And Resident Evil 4 remake did like roughly under 7 mil on the PlayStation 5. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like the top the top selling games on the PS5 is just something, with the exception of maybe Marvel Spider-Man 2, like, those games are not, I don't know, they don't have the level of mainstream, like, popularity that they should have. I don't hear enough people talking about hardly any of them. And, and the crazy thing is, like, Forza Horizon 5, which came out, it came out on the PS5 this past year. It's actually one of the best-selling video games for the PlayStation 5, and I think it's, like, number 7. It did over 5.3 mil, and that's kinda sad when you have a franchise that was popular on Xbox being one of your top-selling games on, like, a rival console or what have you. But yeah, it's like, I just feel like the IPs that we get on PlayStation are like PS5, PS4 exclusives. I just don't feel like they're as popular as they used to be. And and you can see it because I feel like 2023 was like really like the last, that was really like the last year where I truly looked at, like, I guess the gaming world in general and all the releases, and I was actually impressed, just like from start to finish. We just had nothing but a good lineup of games. And I feel like 2024 and 2025, the games that came out throughout those 2 years have been hit or miss. And, I feel like if this trend continues, along with the fact that the cost of gaming going up and all that, I feel like if this trend continues, then yeah, I feel like for the most part, like, these next gen consoles are going to fail because people can't afford them. The games are not interesting, and the games are not like action adventure or RPGs. They're riddled with microtransactions to get as much money out of the players as corporations possibly can, and obviously those are not good things. And it's helping AAA video game developers and AAA games shine a lot more, and because of that, it makes me wonder what the future of gaming looks like. But I don't know. I guess like $700 for the PlayStation 6 is something that probably wouldn't surprise me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would skip that, would like just would not buy that console, or they'll probably just buy it for the sole purpose of scalping it. And like for the fact like for a fact that the demand is going to be higher than the supply of that. And I think that's the problem that the PlayStation 5 has right now, which is probably why Sony increased the prices, along with like corporate greed and them just trying to make more. But unfortunately, that's the direction everything's going in society. And with the economy not getting any better and just getting worse and worse, this is something that really shouldn't surprise hardly anyone.